Hello and welcome to the 9th tutorial in the Swift Basics series, and in this part we're going to be looking at the for loop. Loops in general allow code to be repeated helping reduce code. This could be useful, for example, if you have an array of high scores and you want to print out the scores, and maybe you have only 5, and you could easily access you have an array of scores and you just have 5, but you could easily access 5 of them with 5 lines. But what if you have 100? You don't want to do 100 lines. Using a loop, you can do it within a few lines, which is fantastic. But the benefits of loops go beyond just printing out some values from an array. Let's just open up our project, and to do a loop, first of all, we'll actually just put an array. We'll call it high scores equals to 187, 34, 5, and 0. And to do a for loop, you do the keyword for, put bracket, and then inside, first of all, is the part where you declare or initialize any variables. Basically, for the iterator of the for loop, we'll tell you what that means in a moment. So I'm going to do var I equals 0, and then now the condition for when the for loop will run. So while I is less than 5, aka that's the size of the array, the for loop will keep running, and then after each iteration of the loop, I plus plus, aka I will equal I plus 1, that would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and inside here, and now we can do our code. But let's just go over this again. First section, you declare and initialize usually your iterator. Then, using that iterator, you put the condition. You don't have to use iterator, but that's the general convention. And then you put the actual thing that changes the iterator after each iteration. So what we're going to do is print ln, and in here we're going to put score / I plus 1, I'm going to do colon / bracket high scores, and in here we're going to put I, and if we run this now, we have a little high score. So we're going now, if we run it, we've got each high score printed out with only 4 lines. And like I said, it would only take 5 lines to print it out in general, so you've only saved 1 line, you might think. But what if you had 100 lines compared to 4? I'm pretty sure now you can see the benefits of using for loops. The brackets for the for loop are not necessary, but are recommended as they help maintain the code's readability, aka these brackets here. But if we run it, it still produces the same result, very similar to conditional statements from the previous tutorial. You don't need the brackets, but we do recommend them as they help with the code readability. That's it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we're going to look at the for in loop, which is very similar to the for loop, but it's a little more basic, but it's definitely suited towards something like this. If you have any questions, feel free to message us at support@sonarsystem.co.uk. The email will be in the description. You can comment on this video or directly message us via YouTube. All the required links for source code will also be in the description. And as usual, thanks for watching and have a nice day.